Welcome to Career Journeys, a series of videos by the Consortium for Public Education. Here we explore the career experiences and pathways of professionals from a wide variety of careers to help you think about the skills you'll need and the paths you might take after high school.
Hi, I'm Gina Barrett, a program director at the Consortium for Public Education. Today I'm here with Paul Manyisha, a tunnel manager for PennDOT. Paul, thank you for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
Well, we're happy to talk to you today. Can you tell us a little bit about your career in engineering and what a tunnel manager does?
Yeah, so one of the best things about my job is that almost each day is different from the last day. The tunnel organization is a 24/7 operation. So all day, and while most people are sleeping, my staff is making sure that traffic is moving, is flowing smooth in and out, in and around the tunnels. Myself, I'm responsible for maintaining the three tunnels on the parkway. So that's Fort Pitt, Liberty, and Squirrel Hill, and also the Sto Tunnel in the Keys Rocks. My usual routine is to kind of check in with my assistant managers to see if there were any incidents that happened overnight, and making sure that all systems at the tunnels are functioning properly. My assistants oversee all the operations at the tunnels and can provide me with the best, with insight on like the current status of like general operations at the tunnels. I usually then check on like the fleet equipment. So we have a bunch of trucks and vehicles and cars that we use inside the tunnels. So I make sure that all the equipment is functioning properly. And then once all that's completed, my day can pretty much take me into a bunch of different places. I may get calls from contractors looking to close down a lane in the tunnel. I also might plan for repairs that need to be done at the tunnels. And I'll review like our budget to make sure that we have enough money to fund all the projects that we're working on in the tunnels. All of this happens at the same time when we have to respond to emergencies at the tunnels, like accidents and floods and other incidents that occur on the roadway. But my job is to make sure that each tunnel is operating smooth and that we have enough funding to address any repairs that need to be done at the tunnels.
Why are you good at what you do? What are some of your personality traits and your talents and things that you really love that make you good at a position like this?
Yeah, so one of the things that makes me really good is I'm a pretty good problem solver. Being a civil engineer, one of the main things that we're tasked with doing is finding solutions to difficult problems. Whether it's a bridge that collapses, a road that needs to get paved, or even drainage issues like water and things like that on a roadway. In general, engineers are really just problem solvers. No matter if they're working on cars, computers, or even chemicals. I'm also really big on communication and team building. It's funny because like growing up, I was never the best communicator. I kind of kept to myself, was real kind of introverted and low key. But it was one of those things I always kind of worked on, just, having conversations with different people and doing a lot of public speaking, things like that, so I could kind of build those skills. And I was also a youth football coach for a while too, so I got to work with different people, and I started really using my voice and opening up more. It was one of those things that I trained myself similar to how an athlete would train themselves when they're trying to get better at their craft. So that's one of those things I always kind of kept in mind, like, hey, train yourself as if, you were giving a speech to, the CEO of Google or something along those lines. So if you prepare your mind and, prepare for a talk that you have to give or a speech that you have to give to somebody, they always say practice makes perfect. So.
Can you tell us a little bit about your career path and how you got into the position that you're into today?
My dad went to college and all my brothers and sisters went to college. I remember at the end of my junior year, I remember talking to my dad during summer break and him asking me, like, hey, any idea what you want to do in college? It was the first time I really thought about it, and really, I'm not going to lie, it kind of freaked me out a little bit. My first thought was to do something in journalism. I'm a big like Marvel, DC comics fan. So I always kind of figured myself to be like the next Clark Kent or Peter Parker, just kind of working for the newspaper. So my senior year, I actually took a computer drafting class called CAD. where you get to kind of draw different things on the computer and things like that. And it really opened my eyes to just kind of the engineering field in general. So I knew after high school that I was going to go pursue a civil engineering or an engineering degree in college. So I went to Pitt, went to CMU I went to Pitt for my bachelor's degree. Then I went to CMU for my master's degree. And during that time, I did a couple internships at PennDOT and really kind of got a feel for what the construction industry was all about. I spent a couple years designing roadway projects in PennDOT. Spent some time on construction projects, just kind of being an inspector out there and just really learning how things work on a construction project. And then after a couple years, I did some bridge inspection where I got to be up in a crane, hundreds of feet up in the air, just kind of checking on the condition of our bridges in Pittsburgh. After that, I was promoted to a project manager where I got my own staff and kind of ran some projects myself. And then most recently, I became a tunnel manager. So been a tunnel manager for a couple months now. It's really rewarding work, and we get to help a lot of the people out here on the roads. And, it's definitely something that, is really kind of worthwhile, just being able to help people.
So if you have a student who's thinking, wow, this sounds really interesting, this sounds like some of the things that I like, what could they be doing in high school right now, do you think, to maybe get a leg up onto looking at a career like what you do?
I think the first thing that you want to do is definitely take care of your business in school first. Finishing high school and going to college is the first step, I would say. Start taking courses in the STEM field, which is science, technology, engineering, and math, to get a good base for engineering in general. And then while you're in college, try to get at least maybe one internship under your belt. So an internship pretty much is just working a job that gets you exposure in the field that you're trying to get into. So for me, it was a construction industry. I did an internship at PennDOT. I did a couple of those, and it really gave me a good understanding of what the field is like that I'm trying to get into. Even though the engineering field is a lot of math and science, you'll also want to brush up on your communication skills as well. A majority of my day is spent just speaking with different staff members, different people, contractors, business partners, just on a regular basis. So communication, networking, and planning are some of the most important parts to not only being an engineer, but just a manager and a business person as well. And then I would say probably the most important thing I recommend for kids is to not be afraid to ask for help or advice. Find yourself a mentor in the field that you're trying to enter and bounce ideas off that person. Growing up, I didn't know any engineers. And I sort of stumbled into this field by doing research on just what I wanted to do. But when I got to college and had my first internship, I got a lot of great advice from people that either wanted to see me succeed and were just in the field. And it really helped push me in my career. Even to this day, I still have a bunch of mentors that I still bounce ideas off. So never be afraid to ask for help. Just get general advice from people.
Well, Paul, do you have any additional advice for students who may be tuning in today?
The work that you put in every day and the mindset that you put in every day, the work ethic, the dedication, that is essentially your essence. That's who you are. That's who you are naturally. So if you work hard in life and you handle your business, more than likely you are going to be successful. Successful people really, they aren't just made or lucky. They have that mentality that, hey, they're going to be successful and strive for that. You have adversities, you have struggles. Those things happen in life, but that mindset that you cultivate and nurture, those are the things that can kind of push you through those difficult times. I've failed at things. I've been passed up for promotions. I've seen people reach success a lot faster than I have. But I know I never let it stop me from reaching my goals. You don't really have to, you don't have to define success as just making $1 million. Success is whatever you want it to be. It's, it could be graduating from college, it could be getting that promotion at your job, or even just being able to support your family. So just never forget, that mindset that you put in, like I said, that is probably one of the most important things that'll make you successful.
Paul, thank you for joining us today. We really enjoyed hearing all of your advice that you had for students. It was really valuable. We appreciate that.
Thanks, Sheena. I appreciate it. Good luck out there.
For more information or to learn about other careers in the Career Journey series, visit our website and check back soon for our next installment. Thanks!